Hi. Summer is officially here, and in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about how to stay productive while still making the most of your summer and living your best life. Because I am an experienced pro at that. Following me for a little while, you know I am a co-writer of a lifestyle blog called Living in Lifestyle. We released a blog post a couple weeks ago about how to stay productive in the summer and actually enjoy the summer months while still following your routines and getting the work done that you need to get done. So I thought I would take the opportunity to turn that post into a video because you know me, I'm all about productivity and living your best life and, you know, accomplishing your dreams and going after your goals, but still enjoying your life and not being like a total robot. So for me, like I live in Canada, so if you are also from Canada, you know winter is very long. I live in Calgary, Alberta, which winter's even longer where I live. If you're living in the States or somewhere warm, obviously this might be a bit different for you, but the same rules still apply, you know, depending on the season of the life that you're in. But basically, I just wanted to like share my insights of like how I keep up with routines, how I continue to build my businesses in the summer while being on vacation, while traveling. I am somebody who does work remotely, so I'm very lucky. I'm able to do a lot of my work from kind of wherever I am. In the summer, I'm never in one place for very long. My friends and family are back in the east coast of Canada, so between Nova Scotia and Ontario. So I'm typically flying back home, you know, 1 to 2 times a year. So that takes up a lot of my time. I have a place in British Columbia, so that takes up my time. And then obviously I live full time, mostly in Alberta. But because I'm traveling around so much, because there's always fun things happening in the summer, like I love going to the beach, I love lake days, I always have weddings to go to, it's important for me to still stay on track with my goals so that I don't let everything fall to the wayside. And then come September, I'm like, oh my God, how do I get back on track? And it's definitely taken some practice, especially because some years I'm gone for like a month at a time. And look, my system is not perfect, but I do think I have some tricks that I could share with you. And I feel really confident going into this summer. I've got a lot of tools on my sleeve to help myself stay on track. So I'm gonna take you on a road trip because I'm heading out tomorrow to BC. So I'm gonna film this video kind of as I go along once I get to BC and share some of my tips on how to stay productive in the summer. So keep on watching. Make sure you watch to the end to see all the pretty views. Thank you for the support. And if you like my channel, please hit subscribe. If you like this video, hit like. It all helps as a growing creator. So thank you so much. Let's get going. Because we leave tomorrow, as you can see. We leave tomorrow for a week. We're going to BC, and then I come back and literally I have to drive home from BC, which takes like 7 hours, and then I go to the airport that night to fly to Toronto. So I'm kind of like, I've already packed for Ontario because I know I won't really have time when I get home, and now I'm just finishing like my toiletries. I got some new shampoos from Wildcraft that I'm excited to try. My electrolytes, because I'm gonna be really busy and I'll need hydration. I got my vitamins, I've got some creams, my Sunbum products, just a few things that like I'll need for the trip. So I'm still like going through and I have to organize my makeup and stuff, but staying organized is key. Getting ahead of things is really important when you're trying to stay productive in the summer, like knowing that you have everything you need for being on the road and having to work when you're on the road, for me is very important. So yeah, I have a lot to get done today. Just packing, cleaning. I just filmed an audition for a TV show that I'm really excited about. It was like a very random audition for a nurse role, but we'll see. And then I have to like obviously do a bunch for my job today and then run a couple errands and pack the car tonight. So I better stop talking and get moving. so another important tool to keep in mind when you're mapping out your summer and trying to stay productive is know when your fun activities are, know when your vacations are, and then just work around them. I think it's so important to have some sort of a plan. Like, even if you're not a planner, you kind of have to be if you want to stay on top of your routines, like just in terms of like, okay, you're going away for 2 weeks, like what do you have to get done for your job or your businesses before you leave? For me, like, I know that I'm flying I'm coming from BC to Alberta to Ontario within a span of 24 hours. I'm like, I don't have time to make candles when I get home, so I have to make candles before I leave on my first trip in order to be able to bring an order of candles to BC, to the store I'm stocking up, and then I have to be able to bring enough candles home because I have friends buying candles. So it's like, okay, I know that in 2 weeks I need these, so I got to get that done before I leave. Or let's say you've got I'm a UGC creator, I have brands that I shoot product videos for. Well, I need to make sure that's all done and scheduled before I leave, because if they're mailing me stuff and I'm not home, well, that doesn't look very good for me, right? Or the blog, for example, that we write. Like, I know that I have a blog going out tomorrow, but I don't have time tomorrow morning to sit down and finalize everything like I usually do, because I'll be on the road. I'll be leaving at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I have to get everything done prior to leaving. So basically it's just about planning and prepping so that you're not stressed when you're on vacation or when you're on the road and then you let people down. So I would say just like map out your summer. If you kind of know what your July and August months look like, write it down, make a plan, make a list. I live for my calendar and I live with my to-do list. It's so important. And if you need to make notes in your Notion, I do that, or your notes app on your Mac, or your reminders app. Like, there's so many ways to keep track. It's really vital. It's okay to change up your regular routine. Also, welcome to my life. We are packing the truck to go to BC, and we have more furniture to bring after the renovation series. I had like more updates to still do, but I haven't been there since end of May when I left with my mom. So we've got some chairs, curtains, anyways, some books, decor. That's why you see this in the background. I wanted to kind of switch up my space. Anyways, it's okay that your routines don't look the same 365 days a year. For me, my December routine looks different than my May routine, depending on where I'm at in life, if I'm traveling, what season is busy. Like, my candles are a lot busier in the winter, so obviously I'm going to spend more time working on that in the winter than I am in June. So just have some flexibility with yourself. Like, I think keeping a routine is essential, something that I did not always do, but now that I have a good rhythm with like waking up at a certain time every day and getting enough sleep and having a movement schedule, like, I do think it's important to keep yourself accountable and to stick to some sort of routine, just if you want to, be disciplined. But, in the summer, if I'm in BC, maybe I wake up at like 6 or 7 in the morning because I'm up till 11 o'clock every night. My days might shift a little bit, or maybe I work at a different hour because I'm just at a different point in the week, right? So I think like keeping a consistent sleep pattern, keeping a movement schedule, still eating healthy and taking your vitamins, like, that's all essential if you want to feel your best. But if you want to change up the hours that you work or the hours that you sleep, or the time that you spend, working elsewhere, that's okay. Don't be so hard on yourself. I think it's important to have a little bit of flexibility, especially when we want to live our best lives and when we want to relax and enjoy the summer. You don't have to like be so strict with yourself all the time, because that's going to get old pretty fast. So another point, as I'm on the road here, as I'm getting ready to go into an audition after being away for a week, is focus on the most important tasks, the most important commitments, and just, focus in on those. Don't spread yourself too thin in the summer. For me, my busiest time of year when it comes to work, is typically the winter and into the spring, the time when I have the most candle markets, the time when my job's usually the busiest, the time when people, I don't know, just depends on the industry you're in, I suppose. But I find for me, the fall and winter, I'm a lot busier because I want to pack everything that I can in to, you know, that time so that when the weather's nice, I can be outside and be at the beach. You probably noticed that since I last filmed the other clips, I'm a little bit darker because I've been in the sun all week. So for me, I know, you know, July and August, I like to visit with family and friends. I like to be at my cottage. I like to travel a little bit more. And so I don't focus on every single thing 110%. Like my candles, for example, I brought some to BC. I sold some to the store. I sold some to my neighbor, and my boyfriend's aunt bought some. You know, I'm in a couple stores, which is great, but I'm not going to markets all summer long. That's something I can take a step back on. Even like my UGC work, like, yeah, I was busy through Q2, and now that July's here, I'm kind of like, okay, I can probably take a couple weeks off of that. Like, no, I won't make as much money, but I physically cannot be everywhere all at once, and if I'm not home to film with products, well, then I can't do the job, right? So that's kind of where I stand with that. And then in terms of like my most important things, obviously I have to focus on my job. I have to focus on being an actor. I'm actually about to go into an audition right now. I drove all the way from BC to get here. And then my family and my friends and my YouTube channel and the blog, like that's all very important to me. So it's like just certain things just aren't as busy, and sometimes you just have to make the conscious choice of what you're going to focus in on. So yeah, pick your most important tasks and do those, and then enjoy the rest of the summer.